Worry about us. Thank you guys. Yeah, come on over. Beautiful. All right, so you're not single, so I can't ask you that.
I'm not single.
So are you guys single?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
Single. Okay, and Tammy, are you single?
I am single now, for sure.
You're single now for sure.
Yeah.
Are you single?
I'm not. I'm married.
You're married.
Yes, sir.
How long have you known her? Do you guys use dating apps?
I have in the past, but not currently.
Not currently.
Yeah, not currently, but I have in the past as well.
I've never used dating apps.
Never used dating apps. My man, there you go. All right. Okay, Tammy, and have you ever experienced with dating sites or dating apps?
I have Match and Bumble both, and it's just total crap.
Were you ever on dating sites?
Yeah, I'm sure I had like Tinder and Bumble at some point during that time.
So, prior to meeting your fiance, were you ever on dating apps?
I was not.
You never had a dating app.
Never been on a dating app before.
Oh my goodness. So for you guys, why'd you guys delete your dating apps, or you're not using them anymore? What happened?
So I found that while on the dating app, once I would, match and then go on the dates and stuff.
So you did get dates?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I found it personally difficult to kind of connect with someone that you've never seen before in your life, Like you saw them once online and then you meet with them in person.
Right.
So I just feel like it wasn't the route for me, Like I feel like I really need to know someone.
So a bit superficial, you'd say?
Yeah, I'd honestly say so. It almost felt like an interview sometimes,
Ironically.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay. How long did you have dating apps for?
I had dating apps for 6 months, I think. 6 months around there.
6 months. And which apps were you using?
I used just Tinder. I didn't use Tinder or anything like that.
All right. And what led you to delete these apps and just stop using them?
Just success rate. I think I had maybe one date out of maybe 8 or 9 matches.
So in about 6 months, you got 8 or 9 matches, 10 matches in total?
Yes, correct.
And using that numerical value, would you say that you're surprised that you got 10 matches? Is that low? Is that higher than you thought? Is that what you expected?
Okay, it's low-key higher than I thought, but the success rate, only getting one was kind of crazy for me because it wasn't even really a date. It was more of just oh yeah.
You smashed, didn't you? You smashed?
No. Unfortunately, I didn't. But
Okay. About how many years or months did you have those dating websites for?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. And in those 2 years, about how many matches would you say you garnered in that time span?
I would say between 10 and 20. And I will say I liked Bumble because I could reach out more. But again, the responses from gentlemen were very different compared to normal. And again, my context is what I have. But I went on many first dates, but that doesn't mean matches by any means. And most people would never even make it to the first date. And I do mean that they didn't show up. So that's that.
So, okay. And now, my man right here, never had dating apps, huh? So why not?
I just like meeting people in person. I go to USC at the moment. I'm going to finish in about a month. But I like meeting people in person, getting to know them, approaching people or them approaching me. It goes both ways. But I don't really like dating apps because it's kind of like you're judging somebody by its book cover in a way.
Exactly.
Because you don't know who they are. You're just looking at a picture, their bio, and that's it. I want to get to know them, who they are, and X, Y, and Z.
Say on Tinder, maybe 4 or 5 that I'd consider actual matches. And then on
How many total matches did you get as a man? 22-year-old. You were about 20 years old when you started?
Yeah. 20.
So how many matches did you get in those 2 years, would you say?
That's really hard to say. Maybe
80?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I don't have it like that.
No?
Definitely
40?
11, 12.
So 11 in 2 years? So about 5 a year?
Yeah, but I'd be on and off with it.
So you would delete it, or?
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, this is very superficial. And then eventually I'd be like, okay, I'm not really meeting anyone in my personal life. So.
Off, but I really don't remember.
Okay. And in that 1 year, about how many matches did you get?
Probably not that many, but once again, I wouldn't hang around on the app too long. But yeah, so I really can't remember.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. When it comes down to modern day dating, do you think that men and women expect what they should expect from each other, or is it too high or too low?
I think it's important to have high expectations, but don't let your high expectations totally derail everybody else. You know, you can't set your expectations too high, because then you're not ever going to find anyone.
Who is dating easier for? Is it men or women?
It's hard to say. I don't know that anybody wins right now. I don't know that anybody wins.
So you think we're all in it together? We all just suck.
Yeah.
We all don't know how to date. Is that what's going on?
I do. I don't think we know how to communicate. And so to be fair, I have a 20-year-old son, and he's in the same boat, and he's hot as hell. He's hot as hell, but it's hard. It's hard for him to communicate with beautiful girls, although in my opinion and everyone's opinion, he should be connecting with 95 women a night, but it's hard. It's hard to connect unless you're willing to really like connect and like walk up to your person who you think is your person and like really connect, and it's just hard.
Men or women have it harder in the dating scene today?
Today, I think men do. I feel like there's a lot of social media out, or like TikToks especially, like of these women saying what they want, and I feel like guys can get really pressured by that. I mean, I've had friends personally who feel very pressured by women's acceptable standards, and you don't want people to settle, but also you have to be really realistic. You can't have a perfect person every time, So I think
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's just something that really freaks some people out,
Okay. And how about you, man? Do you think men or women have it harder in the dating scene today?
I'd say low-key men, but I just think it's because of expectations and like just what we want in a person, right? So I'm guessing girls just want.
So do you think it's because of what we want as men, or what women expect from us as men?
Yeah, what women expect from men to give them, and it isn't 1-to-1. It's more of like I don't even know. They want someone who's like well-rounded, like not a nice guy, but you know what I'm saying, they have the money.
When they get the nice guy, they want the bad boy, and when they have the bad boy, they want the nice guy, right?
Exactly. They just want a balance, and not everyone is mature enough to have that balance. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. And how about you, my friend?
Piggybacking what he said, I just think that guys have it so much difficult than girls. Girls, a guy can approach a girl at any time, and the girl can fall in love with him and X, Y, and Z. But for a guy, when do we get approached? Like, it's society now. It's like we need to approach them. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to meet these expectations for them. But at the end of the day, we just can just try our best and do what most we can.
So, modern dating, how do you feel about that?
It's pretty shitty compared to what I knew 20 years ago, right? So it was guys really like you were meeting in bars or you were meeting with friends, and now it's a online situation. You don't meet people like in those settings anymore, or even church, or it's just a different situation totally.
So if these establishments are still open, bars, church, grocery stores, what do you think happened? People are still alive. The population's higher than it's ever been. Why is dating in person a lot more difficult, would you say?
I would say the personal connection is very different. Like, nobody will look you in the eye. I do think it's very different compared to the way it was, because the online piece of it allows you to talk from a very, very scripted point of view versus a personal point of view. You and I aren't having a personal connection. There's not that personal chemistry to begin with. and it is very online. It's very weird and very bizarre from where it was 10 years ago. I do think that that's the truth. It's very hard to meet and really meet people for real. And I feel very intimidated by who people really are now online compared to who they are in person. At least you get to read their body language and like their personal character versus
staged photos and putting your best edited photo online.
absolutely, and your best script online, right? It's just different. It's very different.
We've known each other for about 5 years.
5 years. How'd you guys meet?
It sounds cliche, but we met at the dog park.
At the dog park.
Yeah.
There's nothing cliche about that, man.
Yeah.
So who approached who first?
She was with a mutual friend of mine, and so I went over to first talk over with the friend, and then that friend left after a while, but we kept hanging out for the next hour or so, just chatting, and yeah, eventually things worked out.
How long have you known your fiance?
Like 5. Well, we've known each other longer, but we've been dating like 4 years.
4 years. How'd you guys meet?
Mutual friends.
Mutual
That's pretty much
friends. So in college,
Actually,
high school.
we have a juicy story. Actually, on YouTube, my best friend used to date him, and I used to date his best friend. We used to go on double dates together.
You guys swapped.
Yeah, we saw it, but the other two are not together, and they probably hate our guts. So
Really? Okay. What's the age range that you kind of mess with for women?
Around my age. So
around 22, 23. What's the highest you go?
highest I'd go. So it's hard to say. Maybe 25.
25?
Yeah.
So if a 27-year-old woman just came strolling by and she was interested, it's a no-go for you?
It's just, I feel like you need someone that's at the same stage of life as you. Like me personally, I'm just starting my career, so I'd be looking for someone that's kind of doing similar, you know?
Why would you want somebody in a similar path as you?
Because I feel like in a relationship, it's very important that two people grow together instead of one person already grown up and then the other person kind of growing like vines.
So a flourished flower and then a seed, that doesn't really work well?
Personally, I just, that's not something I want, you know? If it can work, it definitely can. But personally, it's just not what I want.
a flower garden, a lavender farm. It's really
Okay.
cute.
So I'm sure that your single friends probably complain about modern dating to you. What types of things do they say to you?
That there's not enough men that are quality out there. But, you know, they probably just don't put themselves out there enough.
Do you think it's the man's fault or the woman's fault? Do you think that dating has become this huge spiral out of control? What do you think?
I think it's probably both. Yeah.
Both? What would you attribute the lack of success in dating to right now?
I have no idea. I haven't been on the dating scene for a long time, so I don't know.
That's true. That's true. What do these women expect from you, would you say?
I'd say some women just, they expect someone to take care of their emotional and financial needs a lot of the time, is what I get. Like from, you know, anytime I do go like on dates, that's really just it though. I feel like they ask a lot. Like they'll tell you what they want you to bring to the table.
Do they ever ask what you expect of them?
No. See, that's what I was getting at. Is like, I feel like even if you do bring it up, they might get upset about it.
So would you delete the apps after dating somebody, or just because you were fed up, you know, they match with you and then they don't respond? What led you to delete the apps and take breaks intermittently?
I think it's more just personal. Like, it depended what I wanted in my life at that time. Like, if I was like,
Depending on if you just wanted to smash or if you're looking for your wife. something like
see,
that.
that's the thing. Like with Tinder or Hinge, I never really looked for a hookup. I would always do it because like I wanted someone in my life.
All right, my friend. So how about you? What do these girls expect from you, would you say?
I think they just want like the whole package, right? So they want to.
Is that not what you want, though?
Huh?
Is that not what you want as well in a woman?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but you have to be realistic, right? You're never gonna get the perfect woman, right? And I don't even know what the perfect woman is for me, but I guess if I were to step in the shoes of a woman, right, and be like, okay, what's a perfect man? Protector, provider. Protector, provider, you know what I'm saying? Nurturer, like listening to their emotions. Fucking, yeah, I think that's like the main four, but that's what they expect of me. And I mean, being 23, you know, family wasn't all that good. I don't have all that stuff, but you know, I got to work towards it. And they want that now, right? They expect every man to have all those four things. So I think that's what they expect of us, and I think they get disappointed or upset when we don't meet all four of those criteria. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure. How about you, man? What do you think women expect from you?
I think that they expect more like, as Mar said, just financial needs, somebody that's there for them at the end of the day. Because you know how girls are. A lot of girls say, oh, I need a man that's there for me all the time, that listens to me. Well, that's what I think a big key in a relationship or into meeting to somebody, just listening. You have to listen more and speak less when you're speaking to a girl, just because you want to hear them out. You want to hear what they want. As we're talking about this right now, they just expect us to have our life in control, be dominant, just know, like, give guidance. Because that's a big key factor too as a guy. Like, we need to learn that as well. Like, it took me a really long time. I've been in many relationships as well, and I never took guidance. It's very hard till this day. Like, now, like, I've learned from my mistakes, and if I can go to the past, I would change many things that I've done. I'm not perfect, and as Wog said too, you're never gonna find a perfect woman, but you learn from your mistakes and you seek out for what you want. And with that being said, just learn and just try and be who you are, and find that woman that meets the same expectations as you do.
All right, awesome.
But guys, please walk up to the group of girls. We will hook you up with the person who is available. I promise.
Hey, you guys heard it here.
Appropriate person, for sure.
And if you're an asshole or a douchebag, there might not be a person for you. Let's just be real.
There might not be.
All right, and where do you see dating 5 years from now? Is it going to, history repeats itself. Life is usually in a cycle. Would you say dating is going to become how you knew it? Or is dating going to progressively get worse, more superficial, more online antics? What do you think?
I think it's worse. I do. I think that everybody results to their own, like, inclusive inner self. I think it's harder. All along. And then the more digital we become, I think it's a lot harder to have those conversations. So you need to be a good conversationalist, make eye contact, and go for what you want.
See, these are the basics, folks. These are the things our parents grew up doing. They still work. That's the way humans communicate. Isn't that right?
It is the right way to do it. Talk to the people. If you feel the vibe, you need to go up and talk to them. Whatever age, whatever flavor, whatever. If you feel it, you need to go grab it. And I don't mean grab it. I just mean at least have a conversation. It's good.
Beautiful. Do you ladies need to go now? You look a little antsy. You want to get the night going. Hey, there we go. Okay, and so you said you've been on a break for about 5 years from dating. Is that because of her, or is it because of other personal things going on?
It's a calling to have stopped living for relationship after relationship and just going for it. And so I needed a break. It was more than just finding myself, but it was a calling to stop living for the fleshly desires. Yeah.
So do you think modern dating is superficial, or do you think it's similar to how our parents had it growing up?
Oof, my parents are in a rough spot right now, so I think they forced themselves into a relationship based on their societal norms, and we've cut loose from standards, but yet we've fallen loose from biblical standards. And man, I don't know. I just feel like, at one point, both my parents could have said they've followed a type of biblical principle, but they just we're all at odds right now. So I think I think taking a step back and looking to see what that standard should be of a relationship, that's kind of where that answers that question. I don't know.
When you first met your fiance, was there any red flags that you kind of looked over?
No, I don't think so.
He was just a golden star. You just loved him from the beginning.
Yeah,